Okay, guys, so we're going to talk through the 2-4 trap a little deeper. Mentioned a few mechanics to it on the other video. I just don't want you to get lost in trying to understand the setup and that. So, really, what we're looking at is our 2-4. We'll just erase this really fast. Our 2-4 is set up so that really we're creating traps out here on the wing. We can punish guys here in the center, and we can create traps out here on this wing as well. Okay. So how that trap works is in this 2-4, they're going to have to start making decisions. So if this pole starts to float up, we have a guy in that scenario that's already marked him, so he can't do anything. Goalies aren't going to want to take you head on. Right, so really what happens here is because we have the attackman who's dropped, we have this presence back here that frees this midi to float a little bit and for him to take this guy, or so this is our LSM, or for our attack to take him, our attack to take him, and this attack to take him, and for our LSM to float. Okay, essentially we're creating a match feet scenario. The closer the ball gets, by allowing these guys to kind of set up, if they're not really good at breaking and breaking down, and they just kind of sit in pockets, we can pick them up rather quickly. Let's say he does break up and he feeds. That's okay, because look, you can pick him up, and we can trap him right here with these guys. If you pick him up and he tries to split you, like, he shouldn't be able to split you at all. You've got to be able to pinch that and keep him from splitting you. So that's okay if he does catch the ball. It's not the end of the world. We just need to make sure that he doesn't split, or if he does bounce outside, right? If he does start to take this outside approach, then you have to follow, right? And then now look, one bounces off of here. LSM picks him up in this zone, right? So there's not any sort of, because even if then he throws back, you've got this guy, or if he comes up, he can still be here, and this attack can jump him as well. So we're basically creating baited passes into traps, okay? So let's just assume, though, that number 5 kept the ball. Well, 11's already got him going, and we have one floating free, but he's basically shadowing, getting ready. As he comes, 4 is going to have to slip. You have to stay with. You can't get beat this way and allow that pass, okay? You're a midi. You can go both sides. So make sure he doesn't beat you, right? Keep everything in front of you. So as he tries to create some space for him, because he will, and he keeps going, you two keep floating and keep pushing. All you're doing is matching his feet, number 2 and number 5, driving him this way and into this trap. 11, if this is late and coming, what you can't do is leave. So let's say 1 kind of gets hung up here, this attackman. You can't leave your guy upfield to stop that, to allow for that pass. You have to be willing to go here and let attack drive it, unless this guy hangs here. If he hangs here, then you're staying, and he's just created a really bad spot for everybody, right? Because even if 4 breaks, then 1 can pick him up on this side of the field. So, but really what we're trying to do is make sure that we follow, because this guy will follow, LSM will follow. You've got center field, and you've got center field on anything that's reversed or guys trying to back cut and get around, right? You just don't let them mess with you, okay? Because essentially at this point he's probably going to shift off, and we're going to do a couple different things. But long story short, this trap will exist. You're looking to pinch him, drive him out of bounds, or make him reverse field and try to come back the other way, which is then where our center fielders are ready to take on the responsibility of doing the same thing, and then you've got to bump back to be able to come back, and then you follow back, right? It's just the zone turns into a match feat, but by starting off in a zone, right, we're going to get back to it. By starting off in this zone, let's see. we have options to be able to prevent a very easy fast break. We just have to be good at our assignments. Now let's say he passes to this D pole, right? Well, that's your job to begin to meet him and drive him again to reverse it, or to keep going. And if this midi decides to jump in, right, you have to let him stay on that side of the field. Don't follow him, because you're this trap. That's where the LSM has to have bumped over, and everybody has their assignments on the backside, right? Center field, he's got center field here, he's got the guy floating free, and he's got the guy floating free because you're the trapping. If, however, your guy goes up field, you can't get beat that way. LSM had to have been shifted over because look, there we are. So these two center guys are imperative to bump on in either direction, picking up one guy picking up the backside and the other floating free to be able to come and complete the trap if he has to follow, or be a safety valve internally, as we showed earlier. If this guy cuts in, he's there freeing him up to not follow, but rather to allow for this pinch to happen right there. Okay?